I call the member for Hornsby Minister for Better Regulation and Innovation.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Today I'm delighted to acknowledge and congratulate Mount Kuring-gai Public School on reaching their 60th anniversary. With its distinctive red uniform, Mount Kuring-gai is a small but mighty school in the Hornsby community. I recently attended the celebrations held at the school, and it was wonderful to see so many ex-students and teachers able to reminisce on their time at the school. It was a community-led campaign that saw the school open its doors on the 29th of January 1957. The Progress Association had campaigned the Education Department for 6 years to open a school at Mount Kuring-gai. The community spirit which saw the school open has been the backbone of the school for over the last 60 years. I've met many ex-students and parents who have had a great love for Mount Kuring-gai Public School, and it's this community spirit that makes the school the wonderful place which it is. They started with 49 students, 2 classrooms, an office and a storeroom. Mr Grieg was the first headmaster and Mrs Wood the first teacher. The parenting community was active from the first day, with many attending the first PNC meeting. It was decided during this meeting that they'd apply for a loan so that the school could install a phone. It was Mr Grieg who chose the school colours of red and gold, which continue to be the colours of the school today. Over the years, the student numbers would continue to grow, and by 1965, the school received word that new classrooms would be built. By this stage, the teaching staff had grown to 5 full-time teachers. By the late 80s, the school had grown to 168 and was moving towards putting computers in classrooms. To celebrate the bicentennial year in 1988, a mural was painted on the external wall of the kindergarten room, which is still there today. The school was shaken in 1993 when a deliberately lit fire saw damage to one of the school's timber buildings. The quick-thinking actions of the school cleaner contained the fire and saved the school from extensive damage. Teachers are an integral part of any school, and there have been many special teachers at Mount Kuring-gai. I'd like to make note of 3 teachers who were at the 60th anniversary who taught at the school for many years. Firstly, Gwen Johnson, whose favourite book to read to the kids was The Muddle-Headed Wombat. Alan Reynolds, who introduced bike ed to the school, and Maureen Disney, who seems to be everyone's favourite teacher and taught at school for over 17 years. Mrs Disney is still a local, and her granddaughter Julia Disney is a school teacher at another local school and attended my school leader's morning tea at Parliament House. Sorry, school leader at another local school and attended my school leader's morning tea at Parliament House. Most Mount Kuring-gai students count themselves lucky to have been taught by these amazing teachers. Mrs Joff was another teacher at Mount Kuring-gai. You may recognise that name. She was the wife of the famous Hornsby cartoonist Mick Joff. John Clegg was the principal from 1994 to 1996, and he wrote of his fond memories of the school in Memories of Mount Kuring-gai, book which was published in 1998. Currently the school is being led by Matt Pinchbeck, who is the relieving principal, and assistant principals Nicole Tudor and relieving assistant principal Lurk Byrne. The school is in great hands with these 3 at the helm. I also came across many ex-students, and I recently met Rowan Bright, who competed in the World Dwarf Games in Canada. Rowan is a shining star, and I'm sure is destined to continue to achieve greatness in his sporting endeavours. I can also say with pride that I employ 2 ex-students from Mount Kuring-gai Public School in my office. Heidi Cameron, who was Heidi Hill, has worked with me for 4 years and was the school captain back in 1987. And so were 2 of her brothers, Aaron Hill and Luke Hill. Mika Mitsui also went to Mount Kuring-gai, and as well as studying and working for me 1 day a week, she still works at the Mount Kuring-gai USH. I was very impressed by the current student leaders, Ella Gibbons, Zachary Williams, Macy Anderson and Samuel Ireland, who recently attended my school leaders' morning tea at Parliament House. I've got no doubt that these students will go on to great things, and Macy's younger brother, Thor Anderson, was a finalist in my Christmas card competition not that long ago. From the very first PNC meeting, the parents were willing to pull up their sleeves and attend Working Bees, donate resources and organise events. For the last 60 years, almost every single year, the school has held a fete or a major fundraiser. It was the second fete held on the 8th of November 1958 that saw the school officially opened by the then Minister for Education, Mr Heffron. Whether it was back in 1958 or in 2017, parents spend months planning and preparing for the annual event that brings the community together to celebrate their school. I'd like to acknowledge Linda Artist and Rhonda Hutchinson, who spent many hours organising and putting together the anniversary celebrations this year. Beck Gregory and Sally Lofnan have also been running the Facebook group I Grew Up in Mount Kuring-gai, which has enabled many students to reconnect. Throughout its history, the parents of Mount Kuring-gai have shown such an amazing sense of community spirit towards their school. From spellathons, movie nights, bush dances, quiz nights and raffles, the parents of Mount Kuring-gai have been dedicated to giving back to the school. Some of the notable volunteers and families from the past include Margaret and John Mitchell, the Ayres family, the Flowers, the Prescotts, the Mantles, the Favloros, the Sullivans, the McPhersons, the Spencers, the Cooks, and my friend Katrina Reeves, who sent her six children to Mount Kuring-gai. Many Mount Kuring-gai residents give a lot back to our community through the PNC or the RFS and other local community groups. Congratulations to Mount Kuring-gai Public School on 60 years of educational excellence. I know all students past and present have been enriched from their time at the school, and like the motto says, grow in knowledge. I look forward to watching you grow over the next 60 years.
I want to thank the member for Hornsby.